never thought I would to finally come out and say what I did last decade, because I really had no idea of what on earth I was doing back then. So hey guys, Gmod Extreme Fan 87 here yet again, and hope your day is going well. And I have a feeling it's about to abruptly be bad after I say what I did last decade. And I originally never wanted to make this stream, but in a community post, I said that I would make a vent stream explaining my problems, because I was originally going to consider that. Then I immediately scrapped it, but then I quickly changed my mind because my past mistakes from last decade in the 2010s would never go away in the slightest. Trust me, I had a really a horrible experience. I really had a huge mess of my own journey. And I was never going to make this, but I guess I should finally speak up and explain why this channel got completely changed from before, and address my side of the story for what I did when I was 9 to 12 years old. And that is something to keep in mind, because please don't act like I'm still that type of person now. I moved on from my past chapter from December 2017, and I'm trying to grow and mature for the better from my past era. I wanted to get all the GoAnimate / Vyond videos that I had made out of existence, so that way people could never acknowledge that I once used GoAnimate, for those who had first experienced my channel when it was changed. You guys may think I'm joking or whatever, but no. That actually, my channel was way different from what it was back then. And I'm really worried what you guys are going to think of me after the stream is over. Well, I guess it's finally time that I come out of my own shell and explain why this channel got completely changed. Why I changed. Okay, so where to begin exactly? So, where to begin? I'm assuming let's say around 2014. Let's start with 2014. This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done, but I really need to come out of my own shell and say what I did from last decade. I this is going to be impossible for me to achieve, but it has to be done. All right, so around 2000, thanks, Small Bean. Okay, so around 2014, when I was, I think I was 8 years old, around January, things were going normal for me when I was 8. I was just having a good time with family. We were all so young and youthful, and all of that. We were just having a good time. I was having a good time, and well, when I was on my iPad. Well, I was on my iPad searching for logo videos, like those PBS logos. I came across one video that is GoAnimate themed. Thinking that it was PBS, but it's actually two people, a male and a female, cheering while the text PBS was going by. And there were even a few more variations of that video. I think that happened I think I came across that when I was 9 that year. That year when GoAnimate was a thing. And after I had watched that video, I immediately got hooked with GoAnimate and decided to just search around for GoAnimate videos, and I did. I did, and there were even ones that kind of got past their prime that year, sort of like grounded videos. And I didn't have an account back then, so I just watched every single video of a fictional character from a child show getting grounded. There were even a ton of videos about that. A character doing something bad, then they get grounded. Then, if a character does do something good, they get ungrounded. Which, how would that make sense for a person that had not done anything bad get ungrounded? Like, what were they grounded before? Then they got ungrounded for something they did good. I do not know. Logic, sort of. But yeah, I continued to watch more videos, and more, even behavior card day videos, where everyone gets passed around a color card, then something happens to them, like they get a year off, they get 3 months off, when they get this, they have detention for 2 hours. When they get the worst card out of all of them, then they get in dead meat. I was immediately hooked because I even watched a whole season of a character being grounded. And I had no idea what I was hooked into. Because, let's be honest, that made me think, I wish I can have an account so I could share my videos. That's when I first started to use GoAnimate for real, around 2014. Well, either July or August, even. I was in a different room at this specific house back then. I was, and I decided to just do whatever I want, what I want, make stick figure people, because I didn't have Go Plus. Because there was like 3 options, like Go Publish and Go Plus. I don't know what other videos that I don't know what I don't know I don't know what the middle option is, but they can either like have access for it within like a month, 3 months, or even a year. I'll get to that in a second. In fact, before that, I just need to. I need to give me a second. So I started to make stick figure people with different colors of their shirt and pants, and even give them hair accessories, because that was once a theme for GoAnimate before it got taken off. I'll get to that in a second, or a minute, or within an hour, I guess. I keep watching those behavior. I kept watching those behavior card day videos, and I got so hooked that I wanted to make one, but I never really had the guts to because I was 9 years old. Then when I couldn't, actually go published because I didn't know what to do, I decided to move to GoAnimate for schools. That was once a thing. GoAnimate for schools, which was a thing actually, and I started to use that, and I created a ton of characters. I even made one for myself based on my own image of how I imagined my character, or avatar actually, of how it was. How can I describe my old GoAnimate avatar from its first generation? And I think I still have it on my from computer instructions. What? Past profile pictures. There it is. Yeah, this. I'm looking through my past profile pictures. There was some that would go anime themed, which would further prove that when I started this channel in mid 2015, I used one of those PFPs. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And look, I didn't know how to process making an actual finalized PFP throughout 2015 to 17, so I just continued to use them until I decided to completely leave, which I did. Anyways, I don't want the whole story to be too short, so I'm just going to explain it depth. So when I used GoAnimate for schools, I began to make characters and even Little Peeps characters and Chibi Peeps characters and even Comedy World characters. Those were once themes before they got taken off. And yeah. even before then, that I was literally and I did not know how to process, because unlike GoAnimate for schools had little to limited access to, is kind of limited because it had even less things from before. It doesn't have inappropriate things because it's GoAnimate for schools, right? And I just couldn't even bear to figure out how that I was doing. And so from around like November 2014, I started to quote unquote copy certain GoAnimate users' videos on GoAnimate for schools, because I thought that would be, oh, you know what? I felt like doing this, and then do that, and then even make random stuff with that. And I even copied like kind of 1, 2, 3 certain, and then just to the west to my 9-year-old knowledge, or from my 9-year-old knowledge, and then just went ahead and used that. And then, therefore, that chapter started for me in late 2014, when I officially used GoAnimate. Now, I don't blame anybody if anyone who had experienced me before in 2015, what I say doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't even ring any bells to them. Like, those experiences that I had were being kept in my head for so long after I left. And I thought that would like do me good that I left in 2017, and what, very late 2017 actually, but yeah. It's a very hard process, but and I think I got a headset at that time, so I could just use my 9-year-old cringy voice to add onto my character, so I can copy the same exact effect for the video. Make, hey, a parent bad and a child good video. Like, a parent does something bad, but the small characters had a lot of defenses, and I just went ahead and used that for like a Thanksgiving video. Now, here's the thing though. I was unable to publish any videos that I had made for GoAnimate for schools onto my account because I didn't have an account back then. I just continued using GoAnimate to my knowledge, and then just kept on using it and using it and using it until around January 2015. Well, February, actually. The thing was that I was kind of unimpressed of how limited GoAnimate for Schools is with GoAnimate, unlike it, because it had fewer accessories, clothes, eyes. It didn't have any stock characters. So I just used that. Like it's fun. And from there in February 2015, I decided to return to the original GoAnimate and then try to get quote unquote Go Plus for like a year in 2015 when that actually didn't happen. Instead, I used a free trial that lasts for 2 weeks. And I just made my character from there. And the only downside to that, though, is the gray GoAnimate free trial in the middle. It just wouldn't come up because it was a free trial for 14 days. And I continued to use it again and again and again and again and again, made even more stuff because I could not up from there. I still couldn't access to publish a single video from there because once again, I did not had a YouTube account. Sorry if what I say doesn't make any sense, but that's what actually did happen. And around like 2015, well, mid 2015. No. That's rushing the story. That's gonna make it way too short. I just went ahead and made grounded videos and that made videos with characters or avatars, as people call them, and I even watched them too. And I even like experienced people's videos. I can even see other people's GoAnimate videos on the GoAnimate website. Like it almost feels like that GoAnimate is like, I don't know, like a server. So you can see other people's videos to see what they had made before they got uploaded to YouTube. And some that didn't make it in got not published anyway. And I feel like I need to take things slow because watching the whole story would not make any sense, and people are going to think that I'm crazy. Not like as a crazy person, like, hey, I'm acting crazy on all that, like as an emotion, but like people saying you're crazy because it didn't actually happen. even in 2014, there were some videos that were made called Ask Me videos, like as a Q&A. Like the person that made the Ask video, like Ask Me video, gets sent in the questions. They sent the questions, and then the person who made the Ask Me video gets the answers. You know what I mean? Like a Q&A. Those GoAnimate Q&A videos existed even. That's one thing I forgot to mention. That those were a thing. And with all that being said and done, that was only just the beginning of what's to come. In around June of 2015, my parents made me a proposition that if I make 4 GoAnimate videos with the free trial, then I would have Go publish for a year officially. The first time I did it, I basically rushed them to making it seem like, hey, I'm done. I'm done. Give me it now, please. But they did not take that well. They assume I just rushed the whole thing. Like, make it seem they will, instead of like that, like, hey, that's not what they meant. They actually meant like, make those 4 videos have some thing actually happen, instead of a person just eating for like a whole minute, or a person waiting in line for like 1 minute, then the video is over and all that. No, they wanted something to actually happen in those 4 videos, but I don't think they watched exactly 4 videos. I think they watched a few more. Well, 1 or 2 more, I guess. And so the proposition was done, and I finally had the access of having a Go publish for a year. And from that point on, my channel was born on June 15th, 2015. And from that day, my channel was born. Now, will I get deeper into the story as time goes on? There's going to be, that's where the irredeemable mistakes will come in. When I was around 10 when those happened in 2015. Okay, so around 2015, I had my account. Congrats to me. And I made my first ever video saying, hi, everybody. This is me, Carson 279 something. And I finally have a YouTube account, so be sure to go ahead, comment, and subscribe. That's all for now. Signing off. Goodbye. All that. That was the first ever video I uploaded. Well, it was the first ever video uploaded that I uploaded from that. And I was having fun. I just uploaded what I want to upload. And some few people like it. My channel was gaining a reputation from what it did back then. it was a reputation type of channel, and they didn't know that I was 10 when I started this whole mess of a story journey for me. Some that I had made were not tolerable. Well, okay, here's the thing though. It wasn't actually published publicly, because the first video that actually went public was from a video that I saw from another person's account, which was basically a troll account. There were GoAnimate troll accounts back then, and I had no way of processing them because they were just like really toxic. For me, experiencing of how toxic this whole mess of a community is, and what I meant by that is the GoAnimate community, and I know how toxic it is, and probably was. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm getting like still too rushed in with the story. This isn't all scripted, by the way. It's all improv, and I don't know why I'm having to improv every single detail, and that's where my mistakes start to appear. And some that I had made were irredeemable from what I had made, starting around June of 2015. After I had saw an account with a character's name, and I'm not going to bother naming something or somebody because I'm really worried of what you guys might think. So, after me seeing a troll account having the characters that a lot of quote unquote good users hate, getting the bad stuff, and no good. What? Okay, I don't know what I said. Let me rephrase that. There was some that I knew this one specific account that made a video of a character that quote unquote the good users like, getting the bad stuff, and the characters that a lot of the good users hate, getting the good stuff. It's like a reverse. All right, let's just backtrack because it's all a blur. And I really don't know what I'm just trying to do from this point on anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, right. So, because I didn't have an actual YouTube account, I went ahead and used my dad's account just to comment on certain GoAnimate stuff and certain random other people's videos that I had enjoyed, and I commented them with my dad's account. And I made a few comments They seem to like it. They seem to hate it. They seem to find them really annoying because of how I acted. And things decided to go completely south for me when I don't know why that notification decided to happen anyway, but whatever. That's when things decided to go completely south for me on my part and uncalled for. Because when I saw that voting thing back in 2015 from a user, whether they wanted to keep the girlfriend or move to a new one or not, I keep voting B every time, because every time with not just one vote but multiple, just multiple. I don't know how many I've made, 5, 6, 7 votes on having to move to a new girlfriend, and it actually happened. My plan at the time worked, and it was not a very good look. It was not a good look on my part, because and when I saw that video, I'm like, my plan worked, and I'm pretty sure it was because of the enormous amount of votes that I keep voting on that. And that was not a good look, and it gets even worse from here, trust me. Around like July of 2015, when my main YouTube account started to gain reputation, even though I wasn't really meant to have a reputation anyway. I still use Dad's account on my Android tablet because I didn't know how to access the one with my actual name. Even though I had made even though I had made my own account at the time, which is my actual real name and last name, I still use Dad's account to comment stuff. And that's where another 180 decided to hit me in the head, to have the brilliant idea on having 2 good characters that I really, really like, to having on the list of having the longest behavior card day video. There were even a couple long behavior card day videos. There was some that even longer, like over 100 cards. There was even one with 350. And it was like, and the video was like 79 minutes long. Well, almost 80 minutes long. Because of how many cards there were and how many minutes it was. It was like an hour and 19 minutes. I watched that while I was in the bathroom. Well, in my parents' bathroom. And I watched it for a full length. Anyways, back to what I was saying. When I saw those 2 characters that I really, really like off that list, when I was at a beach house, I basically used Dad's account as a scapegoat to make it seem like that my dad was acting childish, when it was actually me who was childish. And I didn't know how to process that, so I just yelled at the person who removed those names or characters from the list when when the good cards are basically just user friend only. Well, the bad cards and neutral cards were basically characters. And basically, from what he said is, if you continue to yell like that, things will get way worse. And so I stopped. And took his word for it. You guys may not understand what I'm talking about, but if I say who exactly video that I commented on with Dad's account, well, Dad's YouTube account anyway, I just basically used his account because I basically couldn't get to my main account with my Android tablet because I was addicted to my Android tablet at the time. And yeah, that's what happened. Me using Dad's YouTube as a scapegoat to make it seem like he was acting childish. No, I was actually, not him. He's like, I don't know how old he was. 58. My dad was 58 years old at the time, and I was 10 when I did that. And things continued to go worse from here on my part of the story, because there were even rant videos that existed. Some that were even GoAnimate style rants, not just GoAnimate style rants, but also Barney era videos. And I even became addicted to them. Even character elimination videos, those were a thing. And I became hooked. And I was wondering if I could make one, but I didn't have the chance to because things didn't go as planned for me. So it's kind of like Battle for Dream Island and Inanimate Insanity, but with characters from other shows that they used. Ugh. And it gets even worse from here again because, around I don't know, August of 2015, I was at a beach house. I saw that someone had made I saw the users' videos that I personally enjoy make a user friend, behavior card day user friend edition, and then somebody that I personally enjoy seeing videos with made their user friend edition, and I was wondering if I could make one. And so I did, and it was basically copying that video because I didn't know how to process I didn't know how to make my own video. I didn't know what user to use as like a teacher. I didn't know what to use. I was very, very limited on who to use. Oh, okay. So back then I was named Video Game Master 2897. After that was like one of the first times I ever changed my name because I needed to have a creative name. But Video Game Master 2897 doesn't really sound like a unique name. And honestly, Video Game Master 2897, that kind of feels like a half-baked name with little to no effort. And there was more of them. There was even more. And around August of 2018, that's where things. So when the year progressed, it got worse and worse and worse. Because around August of 2014, there was a sudden change to the GoAnimate website, and it completely got. It made it seem to think that we. No, I didn't mean to show that. Ugh. Okay, I really did not mean to show that. Okay, and it made us to think that we thought that the old themes were gone. They actually didn't, surprisingly, looking at them, and I was kind of surprised that they're still here and available to use. I did not want to hear my voice overlay. Anyways, and when this whole charade started to happen, like all the old themes got taken off the GoAnimate website, and it only shows the business themes. While in reality, it didn't. It actually didn't get rid of the old themes technically. And when this whole charade started to happen, it led me and the other quote unquote good users take this into account and basically, I don't know, mess around with the CEO of GoAnimate, which made it seem like it was accomplishing something, at least. It's really not. It's really not, and none of us knew what we were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. And I even commented on other people's videos. Well, commented other people's comments saying, yeah, you basically turned to this when you get mad, or hey, it's very nice to meet you, or whatever. I just went ahead and did what this is not going well as I thought it would. And in October of 2000, around the end of October of 2015, a few of the GoAnimate voices or text-to-speech voices were just gone, completely out of existence, which came from the voices from Oddcast and Vocalware. Some being Steven, Simon, Alan, all those voices related to that. Even Paul, they were just gone. And that's when I knew it would just get worse. Well, kind of. It didn't get worse, but well, maybe a few sides have happened, but that's yeah. But when November started, I didn't know what was gonna happen from here. I just sat in my room like a maniac. Well, kind of not like a maniac, but what I didn't know the whole this made people think that well, I just don't know how to continue this story. Around the end of November or when December started, that's when this whole YouTube war charade from GoAnimate trolls started to happen. And when I saw that happening on YouTube, I was just flat out disappointed. Or I was in complete distraught when that started to happen. Because around the beginning of December of 2015, some voices came back, but it was not English. It was not English. It were completely other languages that got removed. A few of them that were removed came back. Oh, and I did forget to mention there were some comments that I had made while watching one of the people's behavior card day videos with sound effects overlaid when a wet alert happens or when a fire happens or whatever. I was completely random when I started to do a single thing about that. Like, well, that's 10 years of anniversary of my life. I'll never get back, or daddy, or all of that stuff. Do I have a single clue of what I was doing when commenting? Well, countless commenting on that video? No. I didn't have a single clue of what I was commenting. They didn't even make any sense. And oh yeah, in November of 2015, I had decided to change my name again to the Video Game Dude Fanatic 2009. Well, it didn't have Fanatic in it, but it was actually the Video Game Dude 2009. Or hold on, let me see if I could find it in one of my past profile pictures that I had. No, it doesn't say the name, but no, it didn't say the name, but that's what it was. The Video Game Dude 2009, I believe, and And when I saw that starting to happen, I was like in complete distraught. And which in fact I am, by the way. I was distraught when that happened. And it continued to happen for throughout the rest of my chapter. It would just not stop in the slightest. One user does things to the 4 bad users, and then they just make a sequel video for that to make them seem bad and all that. You get what I mean? Because I had experiences with that happening. And in November 25th, 2015, there was this announcement where HTML5 was going to take over GoAnimate. I generally thought that in November 25th, 2015, HTML5 was going to take over GoAnimate for good and get rid of all the old themes completely, like Comedy World, Little Peeps, Chibi Peeps, anime, stick figures, all those old themes. You get what I mean? I thought that was going to happen that day, but it surprisingly didn't happen. And I was watching somebody's behavior card. Long behavior card they planned, and I begged myself to be on the list, which I did. And there was even one where I tried telling that person, saying something like, "What will be the color legend for this behavior card date video?" Depending if it was going to be like green, blue, purple, pink, or pink, purple, blue, green, white, yellow, orange, gray, black, and red. And all that. I watched all of those things happen. They did happen, and they just, yeah. And that year in 2015, I always wondered to myself, I wonder what it would be like if I could just appear in a person's video from when I enjoyed it. And from what I saw, it did happen on my top 20 favorite GoAnimate users video from what I saw, but I think it got taken down from channels when the channel that got taken down and all that. And I just didn't know when to stop this madness. Because by then, ...2016 was about to go around the corner. Well, right around the corner in 2016, around January. And when 2016 started, around 6 days later, 5 or 6 days later, all of the old themes got completely wiped from existence on that website. And I was in complete distraught when that happened. I even threw a fit when that happened because I was obsessed with those old themes. And I still see those people or users that I know, some that were like, I'm having a I even threw a fit when it happened. A backup solution was to use GoAnimate for schools because there that had the old themes, but not all of them actually. And then I continued to enjoy what I like to do for GoAnimate for schools. I continued to use that. Well, there's one that I'll at least mention. I just don't know how any of you guys will take it. 2016 was around the corner, and basically all the old themes got taken down. And while 2016 progressed, around like February or January, I think I started to use GoAnimate for schools for real. That time I was able to publish videos. Oh boy. Okay, I'll be honest. I need to be brutally honest. The more I tell my past story of how I use GoAnimate, through all the awfulness that I pushed through those years, and the more I explain them, the more tougher it's going to be because each year got worse and worse for me when I was in that era. I wasn't able to make up with any expectations on making a Bonnie Ever video. Well, I kind of did make a Bonnie Ever video, but there was this one type of Bonnie Ever video that had like Bonnie Ever going wrong, which it did. And truth be told, okay, I was getting too. Sorry. Okay, so basically, when 2015 started, I saw FNaF characters in GoAnimate form. And while I was watching a character elimination, I believe it was the Colossal Go elimination by the Colossal D. Well, it was season 2, and when I saw, I think episode 2 or 3, when the characters were doing this one challenge where basically all characters must survive one night so that they will win the challenge, and if one team gets jump scared, they get disqualified. That's how I came across FNaF. The whole reason why I got hooked into FNaF in the first place and didn't realize that there were a ton of FNaF fan games out there was because I was so focused with using GoAnimate. That's the whole reason why I came across FNaF. Me having to use GoAnimate, do what I would like to do, experiencing FNaF characters, and a few GoAnimate videos, saw that, and what I didn't realize that FNaF took off, and saw a few characters being put into the video. So yeah, again, GoAnimate was the whole reason why I came across FNaF. Without GoAnimate, I wouldn't be able to be a fan of FNaF anyway, unless if I came across it without my knowledge of GoAnimate. And 2016 was starting, and I decided to use GoAnimate for schools. And due to how limited it was, we couldn't get any of the old comedy works. I think I remember making some of these Avatar ones. Well, two actually. I'm making an Avatar. Well, I made their Avatar, but I completely rushed it because when I saw my version of a user's avatar in GoAnimate, I thought I'd do my own, and it got completely rushed. Completely rushed. And GoAnimate for schools era 2016, and yep. This is going to be a tough process, but I was aware about this one single GoAnimate clone that was being made, or was quote unquote being made. That being hover animation. Yeah. And that led me to believe that hover animation is going to be a real thing. It actually didn't in the end because it even led me to believe that hover animation was actually going to be released on March 20th, 2016. It actually didn't happen. Yeah, I apologize for the long pauses, but honestly, my past Stero chapter was a blur, and I have no idea how I should continue this story because I know hover animation was going to be a thing, or was quote unquote going to be a thing in March 20th, 2016. It was all a mess. And some people did not like the look of hover animation. And there was even another GoAnimate clone that was going to be a thing after realizing that HTML5 is also going to hit GoAnimate for schools, and tickets matters there as well too. And I continued to do what I would like to do, and I even let one guy share my GoAnimate for schools account that I once had anyway. And I let them share my GoAnimate for schools account and just do whatever they'd like to do there. And I even shared their account too, so It's not like that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Like when I was making an object behavior card day type of thing, that's where things also started to go south for me because during the past behavior card day videos that I had made before they got completely wiped off from existence from my channel, well, 3 that I have made, they were completely washed. I decided to completely wash them without even making the character correctly. I just used whoever and use it as that character. And I couldn't wait longer to use. I couldn't wait longer to actually create the character and GoAnimate. I just went ahead and used some character that was already made for that specific theme, and then use it for that character, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna use. Okay, I'm gonna use this character and use it to represent Twilight Sparkle," which I did. And there was even an alphabet behavior card day video that I had made. And that was the one I was talking about when I was like, I'm going to use that character and then use it to represent Twilight Sparkle. And I went ahead and did that because I just wanted it to get under wraps. Like, get it over with. Like, share who's going to get who and rush it, which I did. I took everyone's opinions on certain things seriously, and I thought, you know what, just use their opinion and use it to impact on mine. Because let's be honest, every single kid show are ones that I personally grew up with, like Dora, Caillou, regrettingly, Ubi, Franklin the Turtle, and Wubsy, but basically, the backyard again as well. Basically, every single kid show from Nick Jr. and PBS Kids that I grew up with were my childhood, and I didn't know what games to play, so I just went ahead and played their games and just used it to impact on mine because I didn't know what to create. I didn't know what to create. I didn't know what video to create with the characters. Like, I just assumed that if I used the kid show characters that most GoAnimate users hate, and I have them something bad, they would not get pissed. And I went ahead and just did that. And 2016, that's where controversies started to go towards me, because when I was making a BFDI with an Inanimate Insanity behavior card video that I saw, I thought I used that legend, and I even made a sneak peek of that video with Caillou getting the bad one, having a 160-day suspension. But then I completely changed that because, by the way, I was 11 back then when I was 11 back then. I forgot to mention. I even changed my name that year too. Twice. February being Boxing Glove Fanatic 2016 UK. And after that, SpongeBob FTW Mike the Knight FTL 2019 UK. Because I was a huge SpongeBob fanatic, and I was a quote unquote Mike the Knight hater. I wasn't really a hater of any of the kid shows. Those were ones that I grew up with, and I decided that, you know what, just use everyone's opinions on something and then just use it to impact on my channel, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to create. And I just went ahead and did that, and I changed it from the list. And after I was done with that video, having Bubble from I don't know where Bubble is from, either, I don't know, BFDI. Bubble from BFDI and Flower from BFDI being bad. This one person who I still to this day can't forget, or will never forget what that person said. Their name was Blood Plays GD. And for any of the names I mention, I would ask you guys to refrain from Googling those names, because if you guys do, then that will just make me in complete distraught. And if you guys would like gonna search up their names and say, hey, this person is explaining his problems, you may need to go there, and all that. But so yeah, I would ask you all to please refrain from searching up any of the names that I mention on YouTube, okay? Because I'm pretty sure by now their channels were taken down when GoAnimate had taken its toll on me. Basically, that person said to me, those comments that person made hurt me. When I was 11, that hurted me on the inside. Like, I don't feel physical pain. I felt pain, and that really made me cry when I saw that comment from returning home from school. That person only came after me and not the others after I see people making Flower being bad and all that. No, that person only came after me and not... Look, again, I had no intentions for what that person was saying about me. I really don't. And when I even received a Flower troll account saying, how dare you make me bad, that's it. I even received death threats from back then. And here's the thing, I can never get those bad thoughts out of my head. I just couldn't. Because this whole mess of a journey is really a mess. And by now, I'm sure how toxic the GoAnimate community is. But I'm not really done. It gets worse from here. There were even users making my reaction to that user doing something that they don't like, or whatever. That even happened to me one time. Because after from those assault videos that I saw that people made, that led me to believe that I thought giving Caillou something good would be something to make that character feel better, to making it seem like that I lost hatred of that character. I know a lot of people hate Caillou, trust me. I know a lot of people that do. Because he's more like an accurate portrayal of a toddler. And I don't know why I was hooked up to that. And the thing is, we all do stuff that we regret. I made a lot of stuff that I deeply regret from that point. Hey, Brian, but I'm just gonna call you Brian. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but in one, like, I don't know, April or May of 2016, I saw someone's video to make it seem like if I could have my own character featured in a person's video, that would make me feel a lot better for myself. Oh, and Brian, if you happen to, please read the pinned message, just so you could get a clear idea of that. That's not the type of person that I am now. And even the title itself, because I made like a community page like about a month ago that those irredeemable mistakes I made would not go away from last decade. They just wouldn't. What's the matter? You sound agitated. I thought I could just ignore all the mistakes that I had made that were irredeemable when I was in my GoAnimate era. But turns out they just wouldn't go away. They just wouldn't. And I tried keeping them a secret for as long as I possibly could, but I thought about breaking the out. Sorry. I thought about just coming out of my shell and tell them who I was to see how they would react. Which sounded stupid on my part anyway, because one thing about me is that I could never, and I mean never, think clearly for a single moment. Anyways, continuing on my side of the story from last decade, before all the old themes from GoAnimate for schools were gone, because I thought they would just poof go out of existence on July 6th, and from that point I was aware that another GoAnimate clone was being made, that being Future Animate. But since this whole a character getting grounded charade has been done over and over and over again throughout the years, that it's not even funny to see grounded videos anymore, which is a fair statement. I saw people trying to make something like a person doing something bad, they get in timeout or something. That's what I started doing. And I even experienced jackpot simulator videos where things don't even make any sense. And and when I saw those videos, I thought about making my own, that being Jackpot Simulator 6, which I did. And I did some things with the video just to make it longer which that's not what happened in the Jackpot Simulator game. That was like, that's. And because here's the thing though, during that time I had no friends. I really hadn't have any friends back then because I didn't know how to make one because I was random, because I was around like 11 years old. And from all this, because like on when I hear that, when I thought that the old themes of GoAnimate were going to be removed on GoAnimate for schools, I made a video saying that I would actually quit GoAnimate entirely and do absolutely nothing on July 6th. And I got comments saying that, what's your problem? You could just make GoAnimate, you could just make background starters, so that way you wouldn't have to worry about anything really. And little did I know that it was actually possible to use. I feel the same way. I just go back to, I feel the same way. I just like go back to trying to fix things that I have regret. And FYI, it's a long story. Yeah, I know. And here's the other thing, though. Around February of 2016, some GoAnimate troll made a user dead me video with me in it. And my heart kind of broke at one point because I know what those trolls were like. I didn't have anything to fight back with. I had no one to fight back with. I can't even fight back because they're just gonna the drama would continue to happen, and I didn't want anything to happen from that point, so I just didn't watch the video. And those types of videos were still happening, like a circle from an old mate of mine, making like, I don't know how many, 10, 4 user demi videos. There was even a 5 one at one point in September. Oh, and speaking of like September, well, the old themes of GoAnimate for schools actually got removed on July 26th of 2016, and all the old themes got removed there. And from that point, we were stuck with using business themes, which doesn't seem to be that much of a deal. Which there is at least still something like, there was at least something that you could use. Like, not having any themes that, like, at least it's like better than nothing just having to use the business themes, like business friendly, whiteboard animation. Yeah. Yeah, even those character getting held back videos. And around like September of 2016, that's where things. Here's something for you to chew up. That's the. What do you mean? Here's something for the chew up. What? Never mind. Anyways, from like September 2016, that's when I changed my name again, and I started to quote unquote hang out with a man, a mate who I call from the UK. And the whole reason why my initials from my last two letters of the name UK, because I thought the abbreviation UK sounds way more catchier than US. So I just used it for my last part of my name. From then, yeah. Ugh. Around August or September of 2016, I became friends with. I'm not gonna say who because I don't know where they're up to or whatever. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I even yeah. That's yeah. It's September 2016. There's another mistake that was irredeemable that I thought, as a metaphor, I thought that me having my family IOL, well, not IOL really, but my family in the GoAnimate universe to make it seem like it's me in real life, to make it seem like I was actually grounded by something and my family just started to, I don't know, gain up on me. And I just thought about, you know what? This idea seems perfect. I might as well just use that. And I started talking about my family having something bad. Like my sister, mother, and father having like bad stuff with everything, really. And I even requested that to have them have bad cards in part 7 or 8 of that specific behavior card day video at one point when I was like a 10-parter. And that was a very stupid idea on my part. That was a very stupid idea on my part at the end because I thought of it having it sound cool when it was actually wrong for me to just go ahead and use that as like, hey, why not have this as a thing? Why not have this a thing? Why not have my family getting the bad stuff and me having the good stuff? That let me completely. That was when my mouth yet again decided to go completely south because even from then, even from that point, when April 2016 came around, the VoiceForge voices got removed from GoAnimate. And some that were removed from GoAnimate, the vocal wheel / oddcast voices or TTS voices were still there on GoAnimate for schools anyway. And yeah, that was a horrible excuse for me to do on my part, me having the good stuff and my family just getting up on me on GoAnimate. Because two things happened both two things happened. With Questly, to basically getting the old themes back by replacing whiteboard animation with Comedy World, and just use that for the Questly, and then just, hey, have a good time again. And what were two things? What was another thing that happened? Oh, shit, I forgot. What was I going to say? Oh my god. What was it that I was going to say? What was it? Okay, so first thing I remember is that. Oh yeah, and I even changed my GoAnimate avatar at one point because. And back then, and when a year went by from 2015, what we didn't know was that the CEO of GoAnimate has like a family and is like running low on money and has to like do something in order to like not get any low profit again. So his only option at that point was to get rid of all the old themes. He has to like at least do something. And I didn't know that, and I was like, what have I done? What have we done? Is what we should be asking. That led me to be the most horrible garbage can of a human being in 2016. And around September 2016, I think a GoAnimate for Wix was even a thing. GoAnimate for Wix, and that was a backup solution. So why not just use that? And I think it was active for what, like a week or 2 weeks, and so, or a month, I don't know, or 2 months, I don't know. I even got featured in a behavior college day video as a teacher twice that year. Well, 3 times actually. I even appeared as a special guest in the character elimination video at one point. It was on my like list, but I removed it because I didn't want to be reminded of the person of who I once was anymore. And I didn't know who I was called back then, so December 2016, I started to become hooked with another group of friends. I think Malps and other friends like Stone Yoshi, the Acid Ball group. I miss those guys. I'm just glad they were doing safe, I guess. But I think, but I don't know. This might not age poorly of what I had to say, but whatever. I started to feel like that time, I was kind of before I continue on with the story. None of the GoAnimate videos and GoAnimate for Schools videos that I had made back then have had any sensible continuity. They have no build up, they have no actual story, they have no correct grammar. They didn't have anything interesting. It made me just make them exist for no apparent reason. And I think another TTS program was somewhere, I think, well, acapella, voices. There were different voices on that site. And a lot that I've made were cringe. They are cringe. And December 2016, I didn't know what else to do at that point, so I just kind of got worried because, oh yeah, November 2016, that's when I decided to become hooked on using Roblox. Using Roblox and all that, that's for my whole GoAnimate experience that I had shared so far. Is how I discovered GoAnimate. Or no, Roblox. Ugh, what did I say? And I started to hang out with some people, and I was like, yeah, cool. And I was like having fun. Actually, I need to use the bathroom. Be right back. Okay, I'm back, and where did I leave off from the story? Where did I leave off? Oh yeah. I was hooked up to Roblox, and I was having fun. I was like playing a lot of tycoons, playing obbies, having fun with people, and I even experienced Mario Simulator or whatever. I got hooked up to the Yoshis. They were really cool. So I just went ahead and just decided to use the yellow Yoshi because yellow is still to this day my favorite color, next to blue. Well, dark blue actually. And 2017. I know this may seem like a washed up, and I wish that I have I just wish I had a lot of details, but I don't know how I could say them. And I don't know how I was supposed to even that's where 2017 decided to just be my downfall. Same with this year, even. Sort of, but 2017 things started to happen, and from that point, on, it became that year began to become my downfall, and now 2017 is where I have reached my breaking point at the end of that year in December. Because the GoAnimate troll stuff was still going on. I had at least 3 or 4 people share my GoAnimate for Schools account. And at the end of that year, I've reached my breaking point. Let's just start with January 1st of 2017. Let's just start with that year. No. Let's just start with that month of that year. Okay, so 2017. Where to begin? Did anything interesting happen? Did all this okay. Relax deeper. Okay. A lot of things happened in 2017, which kind of became a year for me because I got hooked into playing those FNaF fan games, which I didn't even know that existed. But that's so rush. I don't want to rush this whole story. I'm gonna get into detail here. So 2017 was just starting, and Super Mario Odyssey was becoming a thing on the Nintendo Switch. I thought Nintendo NX was actually becoming a thing, but it was actually the Nintendo Switch. And I kind of got hooked up with those Nintendo games, but whatever. 2017 was starting, and I didn't know what to make up for myself. And all I could expect in 2017 is the same old stuff. Have my friends do some all of that. Yeah, when 2017 was starting, I was about to turn 12, and that's when I had yet again another name change. SpongeBob Comedian 2017. And I was commenting over and over again with everyone, and I just had no idea how conflicting that felt for me, actually. I was not giving a single person a break at all, because that's okay. So I'm just I'm just gonna get it out of running around like February of 2017. I think that's where I changed my name, and I think everyone's opinion is starting to change. And I think great animations was starting to become a thing where people can animate better instead of just having a character be on one scene, then just move the character positioning to the next part of the animation for a split second. And I remember all those Kai gets grounded videos with his dad giving him a punishment and all that from like, yeah, I experienced those videos before how and have their own interpretation of that character, and I did not know how to process anything really because at the time I did not know what I was doing. Yeah, when I turned 12 in February 24th, 2017, because I was born in 2005, and this mate of mine made me a birthday video, which I was incredibly grateful for. It was on a Friday, by the way. And I felt incredibly grateful of that guy. And like, yeah, it wasn't a Friday, okay. But, and I realized that in March of 2017, two things were going to happen. I made myself another avatar and just like went with that. Well, three things happened for me. Not only did I change my avatar at that point, but Questly got patched again and again and again and again because somebody had the access to quote unquote patch that specific code in order to get to making a character in the character maker thing. I was incredibly distraught when that happened. So, until I realized this code is the way to do it, and with Questly was getting patched. And even on March, I couldn't access to my GoAnimate for Schools account again. Something must have got in, or something must have gone in and out of that account. That I even told my parents to help me get back into that account. It took a few days to process, but I finally got it back in. And to thinking that on March 31st, 2017, that the Ivona voices like Brian, Joey, well, on March 6th or 9th of 2017, the Eric and Jennifer voices got taken off, got completely taken off of the TTS thing. And some voices even got added, like Daniel, Hugh, Lee. I don't know. I think there was a few. I do not know what specific female voices I got in. the thing. I just no, but on March 21st, 2017, that led me to believe that the voices from Ivona, like Brian, Joey, Kimberly, uh, Ivy, Sally, which Ivy is basically the Sally TTS voice, but higher pitched. Like that didn't sound any different at all, except it sounded higher pitched. That's basically what the Ivy voice is. It's Sally's voice, but higher pitched or high pitched. And when I thought that those voices were going to be removed, it didn't actually. It didn't actually get removed. That was all a myth. That was all a joke to thinking that those voices were going to get removed, which is why I am going to change my vocal cords because the Ivona voices were going to be removed in a few hours. That didn't actually happen. That led me to believe that when it didn't actually happen. So I just switched it back to normal. The one, I really don't know. April, May of 2017. Two old mates of mine online wanted to share my GoAnimate for Schools account with me and just keep it private. Then I stupidly had the decision to share that account with somebody else, saying, "Hey, can I share your GoAnimate for Schools account?" And I did, and an old mate of mine warned me that some trolls were gonna breach into that account and then just basically screw around. Which refused me to get in, but he had like a backup password thing, and that actually worked. And from there, though four of us actually shared my account from there. And blinded for what I was about to witness next later in the year, I started messing around with people's GoAnimate videos from my account. Well, my GoAnimate for Schools account, which is not even a thing anymore, but you get what I mean. I was like, it's coming back to me, and I saw that no, wait, it's coming back to me, and around May or wherever that year, I decided to make a Roblox Noob and John Doe. Oh yeah, John Doe was a thing on Roblox that was gonna like hack on March 17th, 2017, people's Roblox accounts. That didn't actually happen, surprisingly. And I became obsessed with the font Lato. That's what it was named. Lato, Lato. Just search it up, would you? From there, I was taking eye therapy for like weeks. And I started messing around with people's GoAnimate videos that they made on the video maker. That kind of, to my knowledge, that kind of pissed them off. To my knowledge, because I remember when an old mate of mine from last decade was trying to make a video. Basically, someone got trapped in a painting, and then somebody was gonna use that person to like, kind of like Luigi's Mansion, where like King Boo basically I guess I don't know. Okay. What else do I say? What else do I say about this whole mess? Kind of like, oh yeah, about the thing I said earlier. Kind of like Luigi's Mansion when King Boo traps people in the painting. Kind of like throughout the Luigi's Mansion games, like Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon, I think, and Luigi's Mansion 3. And I started to basically mess around with that video and to have my avatar come in and stop the fight immediately. When that basically, I just basically watched it and say, hey, how about this? And then saved. That would just count as a short boss fight. There were so many phases to that fight. There were like 3 phases to that. And then when Meg came around, I had the idea of making another long behavior card day video using that color legend as like, I don't know, over 245 cards. And I basically, what I did was I searched up the color code for that color and then slapped it on the card. And I won't lie, that new color palette that came around and like in the, I don't know, 2014 or 15, that was kind of cool. Had more colors and all that. And I basically added my 2 best mates, had the best card, and Mike the Knight the worst one. And it was actually named Mike the Knight Gets in Debt Me 4. And I even made Town Gets in Debt Me 3. You see what I'm saying? When none of the videos I made have any sensible continuity, they have no effort put into them. They just existed for no apparent reason because I didn't know what to make. And because of that, I decided to just make them without any given context to anything. I only made one part of that video, and I was going to make a second one. But because of my lack of motivation to continue to make characters that were on the list, I had no idea on how I was supposed to create those characters. I had no idea on how I was supposed to create the characters, so I just went straight up ahead and canceled the whole thing altogether anyway. And even in May, an old mate of mine decided to just sad news about her best friends, or what I don't know, or GoAnimate for school's account, sharing it with mine. Well, it was private anyway. Well, the video was private anyway, so I'm not going to bother getting into detail in that specific video. And plus, Google Plus was a thing. And even with all the old GoAnimate stuff gone, like old Comedy World and all that, I decided to just make it seem like that I actually have gone. That actually happened, but yeah. I was even visualizing a video on an avatar anyway. Back in February, back when I went to Hawaii with my family for about a week. When I saw that, I just thought my eyes seem too small. I think they were trying to go with how I made the. Yeah, it could have been done better, but yeah. On the June, I don't think anything. Well, except for the constant and the constant never-ending cycle. Oh, I changed my avatar yet again, and I think when July came around, that's when things started to take shape from here. Because in July of 2017, I started hanging out with people on Google Hangouts back when it was called that. When it was now actually called Google Chat. Back then it was called Google Chat. No, not it. What it was called, like back when it was called Google Hangouts. I started hanging out with people like Stone Yoshi, Pink Acid Ball, and all those people that were friends with each other. And we kind of became friends from there. And even that month, even in July, I even shared my real voice. Back when I was 12 years old. And the voice sounded pretty much the same, because you can, if you go back to my old streams, you would just find all of these old streams that I had made. Because my first one, as of now, after I deleted every single one of them, was made in December 27, 2017. That's when I started to use my third PC. Back when my first one had like a malfunction after my first day of school started, because I did not want it to start. And it was on August 25th of 2017. I'll get to that in a minute. But in like July, an old mate of mine. Well, it was published to YouTube, but then I believe it got taken down. I believe. The reason why I never bothered searching for GoAnimate uses his name again is because I just can't even bother go back to my own past era. I can't even bother going back to that. From that point on. It was a copy me do video. And one of those irredeemable mistakes that I had made was that after I made my own version of copy me do, like I know how the song goes, like copy me do, I do this and you do it too, that sort of that sort of thing. I know where it came from. I've forgotten the name of that show. And after I made my own version, my avatar was removed and replaced with someone else, and I was frankly upset by it. Then I decided to just, well, I just said that, you know what, I'm not gonna let this slide. I'm just gonna continue adding my avatar. This happened like 4 or 5 times, by the way, 4 to 5 times. I never forgot what I did. They were just completely irredeemable. And well, in August of 2017, that's where I started to become in an even worse shape than before. Because by then I could no longer access my GoAnimate for Schools account, and I had to make a new one where it's completely privated. So I can't even access my GoAnimate for Schools account anymore. It's invalid. And I even messaged my mate on Yahoo about it. And that was the last time me and them ever talked. And like ever, really. Or chatted at least. I had no idea on how else I was supposed to handle this, so I just even blocked the access of not having to publish videos on that site anymore. And that got me in an even worse shape than before because I just did what I did privately. Because I couldn't even do a single thing to upload videos. I could not do a single thing about it. There was nothing that I could have done. But even in July of 2017, my flashbacks started to come back to me, and my head saw what this individual as Blood Plays GD saying something horrible to me, like make bubble good. No, it's make bubble bad, make flower good. Otherwise, those comments hurt me. I was in complete distraught when they started to come back to my head that month and year, that I even made a video about it, saying that I couldn't take it anymore because of Blood Plays GD. But what they didn't know is that those happened like a year ago prior. They just came back to me and I started crying about it, IOL, that I decided to just sleep on the couch where the TV is. And listen to sad piano music as well. That hurted me. That hurted me so bad. And I even made a video of me not wanting to go bad news, sharing bad news, going back to school. I even made a Q&A for the first time with My Wheel Boys. And I even tried to make more GoAnimate videos privately. those those mistakes I made. I even lied to my past friends saying that if I had the video of me recording Five Nights with 39 with them in the Google Hangout call with them, and the sound wasn't even on. So I just lied to them saying yes when I actually didn't record that because at the time I had Bandicam, but I didn't know how to process anything. And around August of 25th, after I finished, I even created a first live stream for that, sort of. My first PC, for some reason, downgraded itself to Windows XP, and I did not know how on earth it managed to do such a thing like that. And it was still unanswered to this day, so I used Dad's, and it was even a worse shape than before because if every time I tried to play a game, after like 12 to 14 minutes, it would just shut off on me. And then therefore, I still continued to make. I even made Roblox videos in July, having a bit of a Roblox series, Roblox gaming series. Those were a thing. I think I made 5 or 6 gaming videos about it. I even made a trailer. I even made a an intro for that, and then just slapped it on there, saying completely random stuff, saying, "Hey, crap you," and say, "Hey, if you're watching this, could you maybe just?" I was dumbfounded to realize that I was playing in a public server. They had not found a single clue of what I was talking about. Which, in fact, whatever. Let me just. Anyways, long story short, I even made a series of playing Roblox games, even that. And from that point, I still continued to use GoAnimate with Dad's PC from that point, around in September. Then when October came around, I had the idea of using FNaF characters as my avatar, and I even made a pizza video with my acid ball OC, which never really made any sense. And I basically live stream whatever I want. Live streamed whatever I want, and I never bother talking with any of my friends again. They just, I felt like they were not having a good impression on me. So I just decided to just leave them alone. And then October, I went with a Chica OC, even though the Freddy one got the most votes. I decided to use a Chica one because Chica is my favorite FNaF 1 character. And this November, I don't. It's tough for me to speak out or speak up about my past era, but it's not. It's completely hard. It's really hard for me to just accept that I once used that, because if I didn't use GoAnimate, where would I be? If I didn't use GoAnimate, then I wouldn't have experienced FNAF in the first place. And here's where things start to get. This is going to give you guys mixed reactions as to why I left the GoAnimate community to begin with. Here goes, Carson. I hope you're prepared to say this, but I had no knowledge that bad stuff were going to happen again. And around December 4th or 5th, 2017, when I got home from school, that's when I saw a notification receiving from my old mate of mine that made a sequel video to a GoAnimate troll making a 4-user dead me video. That's when I thought, oh shit. That happened, and when I saw, I was in complete distraught of what happened. Basically, another GoAnimate troll made a dead me video of me as well too. And that led me to, that's when I just hit it a snapping point, hit it a complete breaking point of continue to being in the GoAnimate community. And that's when I thought, you know what? If this is going to keep happening like a circle, like a GoAnimate troll making a dead me video of 4 users, having somebody make a sequel of that video, having a troll making another sequel of that video, I just couldn't bear to continue being in the GoAnimate community anymore because of that. That was the whole reason why I left the GoAnimate community in the first place, and then just changed my name to Jumon Steamfan 87. And from that point, things started to get worse for me from that point, because think December 3rd or 4th or 6th, when I was streaming FNaF 3. When I was streaming FNaF 3, having the title saying something like good ending and nightmare mode confirmed, a lot of people in chat lashed out at me. Just lashed out at me and said something like, there was no good ending to FNaF 3, you liar. And there was even a Phantom Foxy account. And I don't know who was running it, but I was there, and that person and pretty much most people told me to die, I hate you, all that. They just assumed that the good ending to FNaF 3 isn't really real. It wasn't really real. They just assumed that the good ending of FNaF 3 wasn't real. It was a hoax and a fake thing of that. From there, that's when I decided to move on from GoAnimate and never acknowledged that it existed ever again by changing my name to Jumon Extreme Fan 87, and I even streamed stuff at one point there anyways. Now, with all that being said and done, let me ask you guys this one question. Do you guys view me differently from how you visioned me when you first saw me? When you saw me nicknamed as Jumon Extreme Fan 87? Do you guys really view me differently as a random person who no one gives a shit about, who was a GoAnimate fanboy? Because that's what I once was back then. I had no control of what I was doing. I couldn't get ahead of myself. That what I had caused hurted a lot of people. And night was streaming FNaF 3 on night 5. Those people felt anger and decided to just get angry at me. I even made random GoAnimate videos before, but they never made any sense. When I moved on, when I got a third PC, what I had for 6.5 years in Christmas, now, with all those actions said and done from my part, this mess hole of a journey story, those are actions that I had caused back when I was 9 to 12 years old. And please don't assume that I'm still that kind of person now, because I'm not anymore. I'm not that type of person anymore. And from that point, I decided to just throw all those GoAnimate experiences I had on my mind behind me. I thought that I could just... When I changed completely, when 2018 started, when my new chapter in life started, it led me to believe that I was gonna do good for myself and not be viewed as a childish GoAnimate fanboy back in 2014 to 2017. I could have handled myself differently back then. I could have handled everything differently. I just didn't know what I could possibly have done for myself. I don't know what else I could probably do with myself. I was unable to really meet up with expectations because of that. Do you guys really view me differently now that I just shared all of this? I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys whether you can either forgive me or just straight up not see me anymore. I just I was actually gonna do good for myself, and I still was a random person back then. I even in 2018, I even sent people like one of YY99's friends a friend request, and that made me confused because I had no idea what I was doing. That that continued to happen for me throughout the years, and I know we make mistakes, and that's what mistakes do. They make us human and all, but sometimes a few of them that I have made were irredeemable. It makes me not human. Because I lost control of who I was supposed to actually be deep inside my heart. Now, with all that being said and done, thanks for listening to my side of a shithole of a mess story of GoAnimate. I know I wasn't really doing a good job explaining every detail of what I did was wrong, because what I did was wrong back then, and I still did those things, and they were not accounted for. There were some that was some that were uncalled for, that I took a lot of people's opinions seriously and made them impact on mine so that no one would get pissed at me. I I was a horrible person back then. I was a horrible person back then. I thought deep inside that I was going to do good for myself and even make sure that no one gets hurt again. Even after I changed my name and identity completely, and even after I deleted all videos of GoAnimate related, some people assumed that I straight up left the GoAnimate community and the internet completely. They all thought that I left the internet completely. I have no idea of what I was doing. I'm going to give you guys time to think about from all this. After all this that I have said, please, I'm going to give you guys some thought. I want to think from all this, and please do not comment harshly after listening to all this, because you guys may think it, from what I said, from all this, sound ridiculous, but those actually happen, and because the comments that I had made in the GoAnimate videos, they're scattered all over the place from videos, and you may be asking, why couldn't I delete the GoAnimate comment, the comments I made in people's GoAnimate videos? Because I don't want to relive my past era again. I don't want to relive that again. Because GoAnimate videos are still popping up my recommendation feed. I'm just worried that when this stream is over, everyone's just gonna start lashing out on me and then just hold on. Now, here comes another question. After I had said all of my irredeemable mistakes that I caused 7 to 10 years ago, do you guys really view me as a horrible, disgusting human being? Like a mess? Do you guys still view me as a GoAnimator? Do you... I'm sorry, I just need to... I really needed a breather here to... After, like... I really went through a lot. And all I have faced was awfulness, regretfulness, and from even then, after I had moved on from my GoAnimate era, I cannot think of a day where I don't feel a single... I can't think of a day where I don't feel a single pound of regret, even after I've left the GoAnimate community. That's another thing. Because I still feel that regret inside me. Like, I still feel a single ounce of regret, even after I love the GoAnimate community. I've been there, and it's all a mess. At the end, anyway. I'm just glad I was able to have actual friends. Glad I was able to voice act again. Well, glad I was able to actually get into voice acting for FNaF fan stuff, and even for and all that. I'm just, yeah. Anyways, for real this time, with all that being said and done, I hope you guys will take this well, because We all do stuff that we regret. I do stuff that I regret. And I can't forget that I was horrible back then. That I was, again, a GoAnimate fanboy from 2014 to 2017. One last thing, even from my latest avatar of GoAnimate, I based off my FNaF OC with my GoAnimate avatar currently. I am not going to show it, and I just mix it with Chica, with having wings, cat ears, wings, a hat, headphones, all that. That was supposed to be a mix of... My OC was actually a mix of my GoAnimate avatar and FNaF OC combined into one. It's supposed to be like a throwback to my past era, because I couldn't think of a single thing to create my avatar in the slightest. And now, with all that said and done, thanks so much for having to listen to my side of the story of how huge of a mess that this story is. I know what I said doesn't make any sense, but it actually did happen, and I just hope that you guys still see me as of who I am now, that I have changed, I have grown for the better, that I am learning from my past mistakes. Anyways, take care, everyone, and stay hydrated. Goodbye, and please take care of yourselves. I'm honestly prepared for the worst right now. Goodbye.